Now ask a question. What is AIDS?
In essence, AIDS is advanced HIV infection as opposed to early HIV infection. AIDS is when you're ill, and HIV infection without AIDS is when you're heading towards being ill but you're not ill.
That did not make sense at all. Did it? Did that make sense to you?
Always assumed that if you had AIDS, as opposed to being just HIV positive, that you were very sick. You had pneumonia or KS or chronic diarrhea or something. That changed for me when I myself was diagnosed with AIDS. And I was diagnosed not because of an illness, not because I was sick or that my immune system didn't seem to be working, but because my CD4 count had dropped below 200, which according to the CDC definition is what defines AIDS, an HIV positive test and a CD4 count of less than 200.
In 1993 in this country, we adopted a definition that caused the number of AIDS cases.
She said we adopted a definition. So someone birthed this definition and then we adopted it. Someone gave us this definition or they left it with us and we took hold to it. It is called believe what the fuck they said. And I am pissed off because I was once under that spell also and they put me through maybe once they did the so-called Black Wall Street. That is when they began to break my lineage down. We had built ourselves up and then we broke down. And now I am here, broken down on the ground, sitting in rubble or trash. Really, literally, because that is what I do. I recycle trash. So I sit in it and around it, or it sits around me, and I use it and I make things with it. And I don't feel like I should have to sit among it or it should have to sit around me. I worked hard since I was 11. Since I was 11, I had my own business. I braided hair. I braided everyone's hair on the block. On Saturday, I had a long line of people to braid hair. When I go to bed at night, that's all I see is braids. When I close my eyes, that's how much I braid hair when I was only 11. I had more money when I was 11 than I do today. And I only charged $3, maybe $4 to braid the hair when I was 11, which was over 40 years ago.
And part of that reason was for the first time we began counting people as AIDS victims who were not ill and who did not have any symptoms. They had a low T-cell count. And that's only one low T-cell count.
And if you are pregnant, your T-cell counts, they will move around and they can tell pregnant women that they have HIV because of their T-cell count. Your T-cell count has a lot to do with emotions also. And so they tell you that you have AIDS when you are pregnant. That means they do not care about you or your unborn child. So now they are heartless, as the song says. You're so heartless. I don't know the rest of the song, but I hear it says that. Or maybe that's what I think it says. But it still says, you're so heartless.
Cells are something that can fluctuate 100% in a given day. So based on a low T-cell count, that year the number of AIDS cases doubled overnight. And with that definition, there have been 182,000 Americans who are not ill, diagnosed with AIDS, who would not have AIDS if they moved to Canada, because in Canada they don't recognize that T-cell definition as a criteria for having an AIDS diagnosis.
They're not as stupid as the Neanderthal man here in United States. They're not that stupid. And here we have a Paul Philpott. He is a MS, medical scientist or something. I do not know. Editor, rethinking AIDS. Yes, we do need to rethink it. I really was rethinking it over and over and over in my mind. I was pondering on it after Amy told me the story of her and her cousin in AIDS. Then the KINsey, I go through the KINsey syndrome, and now I am on the AIDS thing again.
Blasphemous when you point out AIDS is not a disease.
His name is Philpott. Look at what is behind him. You know what he should have behind him? A field of pot. Not this. This should be some weeds, because that is his name.
And those diseases get called AIDS if they occur in a patient that the doctor somehow concludes.
The doctor concludes. The word con and the word conclude.
Is HIV positive?
All of the diseases in the category called AIDS occur to people who are HIV negative. None of them are exclusive to people who test HIV positive, and all of them have causes and treatments that are known, well known. They're completely unrelated to HIV. So any of these diseases, when they happen to somebody who tests HIV negative, are called by their old name. But when they occur in someone who tests HIV positive, then they're called AIDS.
All kinds of diseases started coming into the AIDS
More
family.
of United States and Illuminati.
Comfortable with, really. To go from 2 or 3 to go to 30 in a few years, it's like somebody should have said, hey, there's something.
Look at his mouth when he talks. It looks as though someone just took a razor and split his face right there. Like the monkeys. Hey, hey, with the monkeys. People say a monkey around. We're too busy singing. Something, something, something. Yeah.
It's got to be financial.
They are monkeys.
Things don't happen that fast.
See his mouth?
You don't suddenly notice.
He has no lips. Where are his lips?
It's causing every problem. I mean, it was a bizarre thing that happened. It really was. It didn't really.
The word bizarre. You should research it and see what happened. It was a bizarre thing that happened. Research bizarre under noun because it is a thing. Something happened. Bizarre things had been happening before we got to this point. Now they're in the medical field. They know the health field, the mental and medical health field. Well, now they know. They have us and they can eat on our minds. They were eating on my mind when I was in the belief that this shit existed. I am so grateful for Amy. She opened my eyes to a lot of things, to technology, and I went far to learn so much to see that all chemtrails, GMOs, mind control, silent weapon for silent wars, Project Bluebeam, all these things are the same thing. They are all in it together. They are all in it together to do what? To eat on our minds. Now they have given us the medical field. And when doctors and things go to school to be a doctor, the CIA already has a plan in place. When you go, if a person comes in with this symptom, this is like my back, then the doctor is told and taught, and he is brainwashed because you cannot tell him anything but. So he is told and taught, oh, this is what is wrong with her back. I do not remember the big name, but I researched it. It is a form of arthritis, and the word arthritis did not come out as far as etymology, I think in the early 1950s. And then there was arthritis, but there was also towers, and there was also their lies. Now more lies and more lies and more lies. When will you ever wake up and say, okay, stop it, you guys are lying to us. Turn your backs on them. So what if we fall and we are poor and we have nothing? But guess what? Their money will be all they have, and no one will have that money. Why? Because we do not spend it. We do not go to work. We do not send our children to school. We do not do anything. We do not go to church. We do not say God. We say us. We're a unit. We are together. Together we stand, divided we fall. These people are playing games. I call it mind fucking me. You mindfuck me. You lied to me, but it is also my fault in some sense of a way. So I blame myself a little bit, and I'm studying. And when I meet Amy and Amy tell me that story, I go and study, and I find shit even deeper. I have something deeper than this. But right now, I want to talk about this.
Any precedents
And the bullshit names they have.
in terms of medicine before that, unless perhaps you can think of the possession by the devil stuff, right?
The possession by the devil stuff. And there he goes. And is his eyes green or gray? Because Aleister Crowley, he had green eyes. That's where the green-eyed monster come from. Green eyes. Some people would say he was so jealous. He would be jealous of anything. The main thing he was jealous of was the melanated man. Because Aleister Crowley could have any man he wanted. He can even have the melanated man if he wanted to. What do you think happened to Jimi Hendrix after he bought a house that Aleister Crowley owned? Yes, that was the house he bought. Aleister Crowley owned that house. All of a sudden, he started seeing snakes on the wall. He started seeing things. People started saying he was delusional. A lot of things they say of him is a lie, but they did think he was delusional, but he was not. He was telling the truth, these things that happened to him.
You see, once you're possessed by the devil,
Once you are possessed by the devil. Who is the devil? The green-eyed monster. As I was saying, they tried to make me forget. Ha ha ha. They're so funny. The green-eyed monster, he could have a melanated man. He can have whatever he wanted. Don't you see? Will Smith is there also. And all the other dark-skinned melanated men that they have put dresses on. And also have them playing in movies where you think that is a female. That is not a female he is playing with. That is a male. But I am not going to tell you what movies they are. But you think, even in videos, you think that those are females? No, they are not. Those are males. The green-eyed monster was so jealous. He found a way. A way, that's what I mean. He perfected it, and then Timothy Leary perfected it more. They will send you to the man that deals on NASA. And the writers, the ones who write these scripts, like the Greenbergs and the Spielbergs and the Kings and all that. And they will not tell you that the green-eyed monster was so angry that he could not get any melanin. There was no way him or his lineage could get any melanin. And yet he hated melanated people so much that his seed did not go into a melanated female. Never. But he could not get it, and he was jealous. That's why he is called the green-eyed monster. My people, melanated people, my folk, I do apologize. Melanated, the melanated man, is called him the green-eyed monster because he could not get the melanin, and they never will. They can have everything they want. If they want the president to bend over on TV and let one of them fuck him in the ass, they can do that if they want. Eric Holder, bend your nasty ass over and let us fuck you in your ass, so come and suck our dick, you little bitch nigga. And he will do that. But guess what they cannot do? They cannot rub the melanin off the clone. That's why they come as a clone, melanated clone. They can, one reason, they cannot wipe the melanin off the clone, nor can they wipe the melanin off of Eric Holder, whose family is a lineage of Moors. But people do not know he is a Moor. They say, he's not a Moor, he is black. Well, who do you think the Moors are? They don't even know that they are a Moor. I am a Moor too. My people are destroyed for their memory. They are destroyed for the lack of their memory. And these people are taking it every day more and more and more. Now, here's the other side of AIDS, and they have lied again and again and again. The dragons, the drag queers, They drag on and on and on. And we allow them to.
Thing that happens to you or anything you do is got to do with that, right? So it makes it easier for you to get tuberculosis, and it makes it easier for you to get uterine cancer. It makes it easier for you to get candida albicans. And so all those things can now be called AIDS. Now, why would anybody do that?
Mm-hmm.
And why would any reasonable doctor start lumping together various symptoms into one pile and say all this is caused by HIV?
We have a test, but it's not a test for AIDS. And it's called an HIV test, but it's not a test for HIV. And we have a
Like,
series